Yo, what is up guys? This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Wall channel, your source for on point and no hype reviews. We are back yet again, everybody. We are back with another fragrance review today, and today I will be reviewing a Middle Eastern fragrance that has been gaining hype steadily over the years, guys. And just like most people that have tried this fragrance blew my socks off initially, and so now I get to finally do a full review. I get to simplify it for you guys, no hype style. Now before I continue, please do not forget to like and subscribe, guys. Okay, liking, subscribing, and watching the ads is definitely very important to this channel, guys. We are 30 shy from 14,000 subscribers, guys, so hopefully we hit it before the end of the year. If this is the first time you've been on the channel, we have over 600 no hype videos, so welcome. And speaking of welcome, the fragrance that we will be talking about today is none other than Spirit of Dubai Majalis. Yes, Majalis, guys. And what is Majalis? So what is the inspiration for this fragrance right here? Now, Majalis is basically, I would say, like the welcoming area of someone's home, at least in the Middle East or an Islamic family's home. You do have a Majalis, which is, I guess, in Filipino culture, it would be like the sala or the lanai, kind of like a welcoming area for guests as they enter your home. And just like a beautiful Filipino sala or lanai, this Majalis, this welcoming room for guests, is also beautifully decorated, guys. Usually it's decorated in red, okay? It's usually red, and I guess that's why the bottle of Spirit of Dubai Majalis is also red themed in a way, with some ornately decorated patterns right there. So usually a Majalis is beautifully decorated. It's there to welcome guests. It is an area where you kind of serve dates, and you serve coffee or kahwa. You serve these things to your guests and you welcome them into your home. That is the inspiration for Majalis. Now, do people really care about the connection of the Majalis to the fragrance? Probably not, because Spirit of Dubai, guys, is a fragrance house that first and foremost has really some very, very good fragrances, guys. Very, very good Middle Eastern fragrances. But what it's also known for is the ton of notes that are placed in each fragrance, and that includes Majalis right here. And the thing about that, having so many notes in a fragrance really blurs the whole feedback loop, right? So a lot of people have reviewed Majalis, have talked about Majalis, and you'll see a lot of them say, you know, every single note is there. You can smell every single note out of the, I don't know, 40 notes that are in this. And that causes, in my opinion, a lot of confusion, guys, because obviously when you're buying a fragrance, guaranteed you're not going to smell all those notes, like when it comes to what's consistent and what's more potent. So I would say this review is to simplify things. It's to simplify things for you guys. Yes, we will discuss the notes, but at the same time, I'll give you guys the scent development of Majalis, kind of give you guys what to really expect when you spray this fragrance, guys, all right? So of course, you're gonna get the ton of notes, but still, we will try to simplify it right here, guys. So before we do that, let's go spray this thing right now. Okay, guys, now let's talk about Spirit of Dubai's Majalis, guys. So right from the get-go, you are going to get some beautiful glistening notes of bergamot as well as sweet orange. Okay, so that is a nice glistening fruity intro with citrus. And then you are going to get the early appearance of geranium, guys. Okay, so geranium comes in early, I would say seconds to minutes in. And of course, geranium sets up what is next, because geranium basically has two facets. Geranium has rosy facets that usually set up the rose, and it also has green facets that set up the green notes coming next. Now this part I would say lasts about 15 minutes, and then a big prominent note does come in right here, and that is your incense. Okay, a beautiful incense note comes in within the 15-minute mark. And in terms of the fruitiness, the note of apple also appears. So that apple incense combo right there is of course a lovely combination, and that is why this fragrance is also compared to shisha, because at some point you're gonna have peach apple really mix in with that incense, and it does intensify within 15 to 20 minutes. Now, just in case you guys might be worried that this fragrance might be too fruity or might be too shisha for you, just remember though that there are green notes to balance it out with the geranium, and there is also the note of cardamom spice. Okay, so cardamom spice is also going to be a prominent note right here in the opening to really balance it out, to bring in that beautiful green spice note that balances everything out with the fruitiness and the incense. Give it another 30 to 45 minutes and this fruity incense combination basically turns into rose incense. So the note of rose comes in, set up by that geranium, and I believe this is damask rose, one of the highest quality rose notes out there, and it does mix in and turns it a little bit darker because of course this is damask rose with incense. So that is really the development, I would say, of the first hour of Majlis. Again, it starts off with sparkling bergamot and sweet orange, and then you have geranium set up both aspects of this fragrance, the green notes that balance the fruitiness, and of course you have the rosy part that eventually comes out. But again, you are going to get some fruitiness, some peach, some apple mixed with incense to give you guys that shisha smell. Very, very Middle Eastern right there. And then over time, maybe on the first hour or hour and a half is when it does, the incense does mix in with the rose. So you're gonna get a deep, dark rose incense at the end of the opening stanza of Majlis. Now, my first impression of this right here was a wow. It was definitely a wow. Even after I tried it like multiple times, you know, during that year, it was definitely a wow for me because this fragrance within the first hour brought me back to the Middle East. It gave me the shisha flavors, the smokiness of incense, a little bit of that glistening bergamot and some fruitiness, and at the same time there was your damask rose, guys. So the crazy part is we're not even on the mid or on the dry down, and right here on the opening we're already getting that full-on Middle Eastern experience. So that's what's really great about this first part of Majlis. Basically, Spirit of Dubai did not pull back any punches right here, and they just gave us pretty much all these prominent notes that give you that beautiful Middle Eastern experience that honestly in some fragrances, some Middle Eastern fragrances, that's pretty much it. Like whatever this opening was of Majlis, in some Middle Eastern fragrances, that's the whole fragrance. So again, it's a beautiful first impact, beautiful experience, beautiful Middle Eastern experience right from the get-go. Now, the mid of Majlis has another set of notes, but I would say that the mid of Majlis basically builds on that rose incense combo. It's sort of a continuity to that intro, and it also sort of makes that rose incense combo feel even deeper right here, guys. So right here on the mid of Majlis by Spirit of Dubai, you're gonna get saffron spice right here, which of course we already know is a great combination with rose, and it does sort of amplify that Middle Eastern feel with that rose saffron combo. We already know that. And we also have Gaiac wood and vetiver, which really add, I would say, to the incense. It does add smokiness, it does add woodsiness to that incense that has come in, and it does extend or maybe add more flavors, add more nuances to that rose incense combo, which I think is a major part of Majlis. This mid also has dates. And dates are these dried fruits that are, you know, again, commonplace in the Middle East. It's commonly offered in a majlis when you have guests. And these dates pretty much add to the sweetness of this fragrance, much like the apple, the peach, much like those fragrance notes did in the beginning. Definitely the dates add some nice sweetness to this mix, guys. But ultimately, like I said, you know, even with the spices of coriander and ginger for that additional zing, I think that the mid is basically an extender of that first part. Like once the deep dark rose incense kicks in, it's like sort of like a gradient, guys, because eventually amber comes in, you've got LME resin. I think that it's a curve. It does set up a gradient for Majlis, but it is still a continuum for me. I feel that you're still gonna get rose, you're gonna get floral notes, but again, at the same time, that smokiness and that woodsiness of that incense continues on. And then you have the dates as well as amber. These are sweeteners that kind of set up that gradient as well, guys. Okay, so again, more of the same, just different notes, but really an expanded sensation with maybe a few more dimensions in the mix. Now this LME resin amber combo, like I said, sets up the dry down, but before that, you're still going to get the notes of myrrh, patchouli, and other woody notes. Now for me, the most prominent note in the dry down is going to be your coffee note. Is going to be your kahwa. Okay, I hope I said that correctly, guys, and correct me if I didn't, but the coffee note is the most prominent one in the dry down, and it does set up that, you know, that curve, that gradient where amber starts, and then now you have coffee in the dry down with, again, the background notes of myrrh, patchouli, and woody notes. And if you're wondering where the oud is, guys, where's the oud? In my opinion, this is simply a dark oud wood note that is mixed with the coffee note, guys. That is my opinion. I don't think that this fragrance has any animalic oud. It's basically your dark oud wood, again, mixed lovely with that coffee note, guys. Okay, so that is my opinion on the oud. It's well blended in, and of course, again, you have the sweeteners. You have the amber, the benzoin. These are sweeteners that really, I would say, embed that oud note pretty well, guys. Okay, and then you're gonna get sandalwood. There's other woody notes right here, guys, and if you're wondering where the other notes are, the amber eventually transitions into a honey note. Okay, so it is a honey note. Way later, I would say on the 5th or 6th hour of this fragrance, you will get that honey note as well. So sweet, coffee, oud, woodiness right here on the dry down, beautiful sandalwood right here. And then the final part of Majlis is going to be leather and musk. Okay, it's going to be a smooth leather and musk combination way later in the end, guys. Okay, so again, that dry down, you're gonna get that coffee note with some dark oud wood and some sweetness from the amber. You're gonna get the sweetness from the benzoin that eventually transitions to honey. Leading into that, you're gonna get some myrrh as well as some patchouli, guys. Okay, so hopefully I try to decomplicate things, guys, but that is the dry down stage of Majlis right here. Now let's look into the performance of Majlis, guys. Okay, a lot of people say that this fragrance is a beast, and in my opinion, what it really is that it's a strong projecting fragrance that eventually becomes like an aura scent. So usually in my reviews, I say that, you know, the standard fragrance is an aura scent that becomes a lingering scent. But in this case with Majlis, you do have a strong blast in the beginning, even with 2 or 3 sprays, and then it settles into an aura scent. So for those that are, you know, big on projection or performance, you guys might actually like this, guys, because when I sprayed this, I think I was just trying it. My wife, who was like really a few feet away, got to smell it, and she was like, "Oh, you put on perfume?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was pretty much like 8 to 10 feet away. So that's how far it was. That's how far reaching that initial blast was of Majlis. And this fragrance does last a long ass time, probably because of the cascade of notes. This fragrance lasts over 12 hours, easily over 12 hours. It could be 15 hours, guys, but this fragrance is a long lasting, very subtle projecting, I would say, because there are no like punchy notes in this. Everything is actually very, very smooth. The transitions are smooth. And the big thing I will say about Majlis is that it is incredibly balanced. Like, I tried it when it was the summertime, and I was thinking about, hey, you know, that's pretty much the situation in the Middle East, and it worked for the summer because it was incredibly balanced. Like, even these notes that are supposed to be curved notes like incense or amber, they don't really curve the fragrance. They're actually super balanced, or they're in an amount where it's not too predominant with this fragrance right here. So no curves, maybe a gradient, but no curves. You can wear this all year. And even now that it's cold outside, as I wear Majlis, I was like, oh wow, this is really interesting because it doesn't really feel like a fall winter fragrance to me. I mean, I feel like this is more of like an indoor type of fragrance that I would wear to any party or gala, or if I did get received by somebody in their home, definitely I would wear this fragrance right here. It's beautiful for indoor use. I think that outdoors okay too, but really I'm not leaning towards fall winter so much. I feel like this is more like a spring, summer, fall, but not like super hardcore cold weather type of fragrance right here. So that's all year round basically, and I like this fragrance. Now the thing I'm gonna say about this is this, like, I was blown away on my initial year of trying Majlis, guys, okay? But fast forward to 2 years later as I try Majlis yet again, and I do realize that the thing is, Majlis, the pieces of Majlis that make it a prominent Middle Eastern fragrance, these have been done by other fragrances. Okay, so that's one thing I'm gonna say. It's like that part is not really surprising because there are multiple Middle Eastern fragrances that have pieces of Majlis. Now, here's the thing, guys. If you are a minimalist collector and you do not, you know, intend to collect so many Middle Eastern perfumes, then you'll need one, and that is Majlis. So that's what I have to say about that. If you don't collect a lot of Middle Eastern perfumes, you just want one. And the thing is, surprisingly, nowadays, the pricing of Majlis has come down. It used to be $700, but if you go online, you can get some for $300, which is pretty much the same as a Byredo, basically, guys. So, you know, price $300, if it was priced at $300, guys, and you want one fragrance to rule them all, like the one ring, you want the one fragrance that has almost all the components of a really good Middle Eastern fragrance, then Majlis is definitely it. After that, I don't know if you would still need to collect a lot more Middle Eastern fragrances. So that's my thing about Majalis. Definitely full bottle worthy for those that are looking for the full-on Middle Eastern experience. This fragrance is also definitely unisex. It is not just a masculine fragrance. It's definitely unisex because of the fruity, rosy components of this fragrance. And the incense is just so beautiful here, guys. So I think that girls can wear this as well. Usage-wise, this is definitely a grabber slash upscale grabber. I do know that Spirit of Dubai is expensive, but then again, guys, I feel like this is a fragrance that you can use on the daily if you like Middle Eastern perfumes. And again, because of that performance really being good, so a few sprays of your big bottle will actually last you a very, very long time. And that is pretty much it. That is my review on Spirit of Dubai Majalis. I tried to really condense everything and make it really simple for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below what y'all think of Spirit of Dubai Majalis and how does this compare to the other ones for you guys. I mean, definitely this is one of the top ones for me. First try, guys. If you guys try this for the first time, it might really knock your socks off right here. So let me know in the comments what you think. And again, please do not forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next video. I'm back to work. God bless. Take care. Peace.